Let us talk about the quantization noise in delta sigma modulator. Yeah, it holds for delta modulator also. You know, in the delta sigma modulator, I have a U there, I have a delta, which is a subtractor there, and then I have a integrator there, and then I have a quantizer here, right? This is my quantizer. So my output is a digital V. Okay, the quantizer input is analog input Y, which is integrator output. So we model this quantizer as a linear analog adder. So this is V, this is Y. We just add quantization noise E here, right? So this is only analog adder. So quantizer is modeled by a linear circuit. Okay, we assume this light green one is analog input Y to the quantizer, and this yellow one is input V, I mean digital output V. This V of quantizer, V. Then what will the, I mean, when Y is larger than 0, my V will be +1. If my Y is smaller than 0, my V will be -1. The difference between V and Y will be my quantization noise. How does it look like? Yeah, here see my quantization noise is positive, right? Positive, something like that. Yeah, still the same. So it will be increased a little bit, the difference between those two, right? So it's increasing significantly, yeah. And then see here, the difference becomes negative here. Let's just see, negative here, and then here still negative. Is it negative? Or B minus Y? Oh yeah, it's a negative, like that. And then here it's a pretty large error, right? And then B minus Y, say it becomes still negative here, right? Oh, sorry, this my output should be larger than 1. Okay, so it's positive, should be positive. My 1 level is not large enough. Okay, my 1 level should be like that. Should be like that. My -1 level should be like that. Okay, because my Y cannot exceed this V value. Okay, so let's change my +1 and -1 level here. Okay, then see here, see it's still positive here, right? Positive, almost 0 there, and then still positive, pretty large, and then here pretty large, and then see, then it becomes negative again. Okay, something like that. So this is my quantization noise waveform, right? My quantization noise is it changes very dynamically. Okay. If I increase my sampling rate, so my V, let's just say, if I increase my sampling rate, then my Y will change dynamically also, right? My Y doesn't stay like that. My Y changes quickly, and then my quantization noise also changes quickly. Yeah. So quantization noise waveform may look like that. If I assume for simplicity, say if I increase OSR, I mean if I increase the sampling rate, then my quantization noise may be modeled like that, pretty fast. So this may be delta. Say, for example, this level is a delta, and then this level is also delta. Then this is OSR, for example, oversampling ratio is 8. This is oversampling ratio equals 16. Okay. Then I assume the amplitude delta is the same between OSR 8 and OSR 16. Then the power should be the same. Okay. What's the power of quantization noise? See, for example, see, this is minus half t, and this time equals 0, and this is plus half t, and then this 0 level, I mean, even output is 0, this is half delta minus half delta. So for this ENT can be modeled as T over delta T for this time interval between minus half T and half T. What's the power of this one? Power is quantization noise power is just ENT square, right? Between those two time intervals. Then this can be written as delta of t square integration half t t square dt, right? What is this thing for? Oh yeah. Yeah, you can calculate 1/3, right? 1/3. So you can calculate this is t square t cube 1/3, right? Yeah, let's calculate it. Yeah, my power will be delta square t square. So this is what? 1/3 t cube half t minus half t, right? So this is delta square is gone. Yeah, this you can see my power. Oops. My power of this quantization noise is 1/3 twice half t cube, right? So what's this one? Oh yeah, delta square. T is eliminated. T is eliminated. So my power is quantization noise power can be modeled approximated this value, right? Which is independent of t, which is independent of sampling ratio. Okay, the power is independent of sampling ratio. How about the power spectrum? Yeah, OSR 8 and OSR 16. You know, the noise power is spread because say from 0 to Fs it's just spread there, right? So this is power spectral density. Power spectral density. So this power spectral density here is just noise power spectral density times this bandwidth should be this one, right? This OSR 16, this sampling ratio is twice higher, right? Because see, this is Fs1, Fs2 equal twice Fs1. So its power spectral density becomes 1/2, right? Noise power spectral density of this quantization noise is same, because this Fs2 sampling frequency is twice, so noise power spectral density should be 1/2 here. So oversampling reduces the power spectral density. Yeah, even delta modulator benefits by this phenomenon. Delta sigma modulator also benefits by this one. Yeah, delta sigma modulator further reduces this noise spectrum by noise sweeping, right? But noise sweeping function looks like that. Looks like that, right? This is NTF, noise transfer function. So in the signal band here, this is my signal band. You know, after if I apply decimation filter here, it just cut like that. This is signal band, right? 0 to signal band. Then my signal stays there independent. Yeah, doesn't attenuate it, but my noise is let's see, what is, yeah, my noise power is reduced significantly. Yeah, this is my noise power, total noise power. This red one is my signal power. So my SNR increases significantly by noise sweeping as well as oversampling.